Okay, so my name is Alberto. You can call me Albi. And how do I go forward with this, I guess? Tonight I'm talking about THC. And THC, as you know, it stands for Treasure Hunt Challenges. And these are games that run on Ethereum, on the EVM, and I'll be talking about this tonight. So let's start with a bit of a background. So, wait. This way, yes. Okay, almost done. Perfect. So these are some screenshots of some news outlets from the year 2045. This is where I'm coming from that year. And the president of the United States of America in 2045 will be Jeff Bezos, and USA will be renamed to United States of Amazon.com. Moreover, this is actually connected to today's strike over the BVG. They decided to extend the strike for 2 to the power 256 hours. That's the number in case you want to know the exact number. And another thing is related to us is that DevCon 41 will be held in Neo Osaka 3. And there is this big event called the Singularity, so they're merging Ethereum with AI. And then all of a sudden this weird polygon appeared in the sky, and we don't know exactly what's going to happen, but if you know Evangelion, maybe you know how it will end. Apart from that, I want to start with a really pessimistic quote by this guy, George Orwell. If you want a picture of the future, imagine a boot stamping on a human face forever. This is a bit dark, so I was thinking, why not making it a bit funnier? So here you go. Also some emojis if you like. It's exactly the same message, but this is what we do basically, okay? Still pessimistic, but I mean, at least we laugh about it, no? Okay, apart from that, all of these, I talked about myself, but now I want to spend a second to talk about SDP, that stands for Social Distortion Protocol. SDP is a collective intelligence spawned in the waste products of social media, virtual realities, and psychedelic drugs. I don't know exactly what it means, so I have another slide that explains what we do. That is a bit easier to understand also for me. So what we do is we distort the present to warn you guys of the future you will expect if you don't fight. And how we do it? We take events, or we take conferences or stuff like this, and we, in a way, distort your perception of the conference, and we create an alternate reality. And we build games on top of this. That's still a bit abstract, but I have examples so you can also understand what I'm talking about. Roughly speaking, we do this kind of time-traveling operations. The first one we did was in 2018, called Hans Zuckerberg at the Chaos Communication Congress. We had many others. I won't talk about all of them, just about a few of them. And I forgot to update the last point, because we did this actually. But there are still some question marks, whatever. The first operation was called Hans Zuckerberg, and it's a geocaching game. We run it at the, again, Chaos Communication Congress. And it was a very simple game. So we took, I don't know if you remember the image of Mark Zuckerberg drinking water at the Congress. So we took this picture, we chopped it into 27 Zuckerbits, and we distributed the Zuckerbits as QR codes across the Congress, and we asked people to basically find these pieces to rebuild Mark Zuckerberg. And the game was on the EVM, so we had a smart contract running on Rinkeby, unfortunately, on a testnet. Rinkeby doesn't exist anymore, so the game is gone as well. I mean, there is still the code. I mean, we were using Solidity 0424, I think, and it was one of our first smart contracts, so go and check it, it's fun. People had to go around the Congress and using, what was the name of the wallet? Trust Wallet. They had to go around, scan QR codes, and again, find these kind of Zuckerbits. It was super fun. People really enjoy geocaching games. These are some photos from the game. As you see, Mark Zuckerberg is being rebuilt, and on the right side we also put some two codes into floppy disks. These were the two last pieces, and we asked people to find someone with a floppy disk drive so they could extract the code from there. That was painful and fun. And fast forward to some years ago, we decided to do a joint venture, wink wink, with Daedalus Industries, that is another group, and they're building crazy like hardware puzzles, and they're super nerds, and so we have like this kind of, we're cooperating with them, we're working together, and we're delivering like this kind of treasure hunt experiences that I mentioned. And our goal is roll out THC for the masses. So what is a treasure hunt? A treasure hunt is a game that you play in a physical space, as I mentioned before. There is a story behind, there is a narrative, and the game is organized into levels. And what you have to do is to solve physical puzzles to go from one level to the other. That's the basic. This is a representation on how it works, on how it's structured again. You have the master plot, some chapters, and a chapter has a quest. So you read the quest. Within the quest, you should find the puzzle. Once you find the puzzle, you try to hack the puzzle and to find the solution, and then you can go to the next chapter. Each chapter can also have, optionally, can have also side quests that are not needed to finish the game, but they give you extra points. Okay, so now I want to show you more or less how the game looks like and how we onboard new people. So a very simple way one of the ways that we onboard people is just putting like this kind of flyers around the Congress or the event. And we just, the copy here is very basic. We're in big troubles, we need your help. Please hurry up, open this link, okay? And given the context of the Congress, this works actually quite well because people are curious and they just go, open the website, and they start the game from there. Over the last years, we also improved the onboarding. Why people are laughing? You know what this is, right? This is a förmliche Zustellung. That's my German. And if you have one of these in your mailbox, you're in trouble. That's the point. So we bought some of them on Amazon, and we put some letters inside asking people to take part of the adventure, okay? And it's very fun because it really triggers people. It's like, what the fuck? Okay, they're quite surprised, but I mean, they understand it's a joke, but still, it has some kind of emotional punch to it. We're crafty people, so we also spend a bit of time like having stickers, putting together nice envelopes. This is another example. And we try, like, the onboarding phase is very important. It's like a special moment when a random guy or girl like becomes a player, and we want to make it memorable and fun. So that's why we're doing these kind of things. Then, okay, you receive the letter or you open the link, and like 99.9% of the times, you're on your mobile phone, right? And so you open the link, and you open basically what is this kind of, it's a single page app, it's a DApp actually that runs on your phone. And what you should do is you read the chapter. Within it, you have information on where the puzzle is. You solve the puzzle, you submit the solution, and then you progress to the next chapter. What is pretty cool about this super simple game is that you explore the venue, you connect with other people, because we saw like groups or people playing the game individually and ending up being in a big group of people that worked together and became friends. I hope. The friend part, I don't know. I just added it for extra emotional connection with you guys. Anyway, also, what is pretty cool is that people learn new things. And we have some people here that learn like lockpicking for the first time playing the game. And not only this, but also we have people like coding Solidity for the first time because they wanted to break a puzzle. Okay, solve, break, I don't know how you say. You get the point. Anyway, another thing that is super important about the game experience is that there is no registration. So we don't give a fuck about your data. There is no Google Analytics. There is no email. There is no marketing team. It's just, you just open the link and you're ready to go. The DApp has a burner wallet inside. I mean, it's part of the code. So when you open, it automatically generates a wallet. And the very important thing is, can I use this? No, it's not. I cannot use the laser. Why do you brand it like this? Never mind. You don't need balance to play the game, to transact, because every time you submit a solution, you transact on chain. And we implemented we're using the Gelato relayer to basically sponsor transactions. So you can just open the link and start playing, and that's all. Now I have this beautiful slide, guys, look at this. So the two pillars of a good treasure hunt, the first one is edutainment. That is education plus entertainment. And I think you understand like what I mean by that, because you're playing the game, and in the meantime, you're learning new skills. And the second pillar, it's frustration. Okay, so you need to keep a good balance between having fun, but also being slightly frustrated, because once you find the solution, it's such a dopamine kick, because you were frustrated like 5 seconds ago, and now you got it. Like the first time you open a lock, you spend, I don't know, 10 minutes like fidgeting with the thing, but then you open, it's such a cool, like a cool release. And what's next? Ah, yeah. I want to give you some examples of puzzles. This was at ETH Berlin, and there is a nice big pool full of balls. And we put, I think, 10 or 15 transparent balls in here, and you had to find one. And inside there was the password. And people spent like quite some time going through the pool, finding like, I don't know, it was like a bit of a madness. But they had a lot of fun. They were like spending 20, 30 minutes in the pool trying to find these kind of balls. I think at some point someone removed also the majority of them, and it was extremely difficult to find them. Or this is a multimeter. I don't know if you can see it. We also ask people to play with these kind of things. And again, for the first time, maybe they interact with these kind of tools. Or this is another an artist friend of ours. You had to do like lip reading of what she was saying. Or this is another crazy puzzle by Daedalus Industries. It's a chessboard. You need to put the pieces in the right place, and then the chessboard opens, and then the solution is inside. So you need to know also about chess, for example. This is a, maybe you don't see it very well, a QR code in Girly. There were like many, and this was a Shamir secret sharing, I don't know, n out of m, so you had to find like n QR codes in order to solve the puzzle. This one is the vibrator, that is the sex toy connected to the Optimism network, and you had to, there is a smart contract connected to it, and the idea is that the government knows when you masturbate, so you had to like activate it in the right times, and then it would communicate in Morse code, vibrating to you the password. Oh, this is lockpicking. Again, people trying lockpicking for the first time again. That's super fun. This one is a bird house connected to a MIDI keyboard, of course. And you had to play a specific song in order to open the door, and then the password was inside. Or, oh, that's also, I skipped this. This is a Game Boy we programmed, but the issue is that it's very small. Or again, other crazy thing by Daedalus Industries, this rotary phone. Inside there's an, I think, ESP32 or a Raspberry Pi, I don't remember. And then you have to dial the right number, and then it does something like open a cabinet or stuff like this. So we run these kind of games at conferences. The last one was DevCon 7. And yeah, it was actually quite fun. I have some stats. We have like more than 300 accounts created. We don't know exactly the number of players because you can open the app multiple times as well. 1,500,000 puzzles solved, and 1,200 transactions, and of course 69 tickets open. And we also release, that's also quite cool, everything is on-chain, I said, right? So we also release an NFT when you finish the game. And we also have like, I don't know, the first, if you're first, you get the gold one, second, the silver, and third, the bronze. And these are also on-chain NFTs developed by Etovas, that is also another artist we work with. How much time do I have? I think I was running. No, oh, it's 15 now. Okay, how many technical people do we have here? Good technical people. No one, okay. I go really fast now because the pizza is there and we don't have extra time. But I want to show you briefly like how submitting solution works, because you know that everything that is on the blockchain is public, unless of course you use ZK or stuff like this. But in our case, we're using Optimism, so we don't want people to. So when you submit a solution, we don't want, of course, others to see what the solution is. Otherwise, the game is not fun. So we have our own, let's say, zero knowledge proof protocol. There is a setup phase. So again, we have a solution per chapter, as I said before. The solution is just text, something you can type on an input box. So we calculate we hash it. We use the hash as a seed for creating a wallet. And of course, when you have a wallet, you have a private key and an address. The address is stored in the smart contract. So the smart contract knows all the addresses of all solutions, right? I'll go fast, but later you can ask me questions if you want. So this is a smart contract on chain with all the addresses of the solution. Of course, if you have the address, you cannot recover the private key. Okay, how do you submit then a solution from the dApp? You as a player, that's a nice pink skeleton. You find the solution, and you do exactly the same process. So from the solution, you hash it, you get a wallet, but this time, instead of using the address, you use the private key. With the private key, you sign your own address, okay? And after signing it, you get RSV, and then with your wallet, you send a transaction to the smart contract saying, hey, this is a signature for this solution. And what this smart contract does is it's recovering the signer, and by recovering the signer, it's recovering the address of the solution. Some people are nodding, at least one, so I'm happy about this. And but again, you can ask me a question later. One last thing I want to mention is we don't never roll your own THC. THC is an open source project. You can fork it, it's on GitHub, you can improve it. And recently we also added a new component that is called CBD. Okay? CBD is a set of tools that you can use to basically do continuous integration on your treasure hunt, because once you deploy the treasure hunt, maybe you want to change a bit the quest, maybe you want to simplify some stuff, and every time you submit, you update the game, you need to rerun some scripts, and CBD is taking care of this. Anyway, this is me. If you want to follow me on social media, Distortion Protocol is down there, and this presentation is powered by Ethereum with an I. Who knows Ethereum? Like this, Ethereum. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, nice. 5, 6. Beautiful, guys. Even more. Perfect. So again, that's all. Thank you so much. Enjoy the pizza, and I'm here for questions because I guess we don't have time. Ah, nice.